Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Valley View. This is Amber Dahlberg, and I'm here with Leela and John from Wolf's Head Lodge. They are the owners of a great location in Coaldale, Colorado. Leela, tell me how you got started at Wolf's Head Lodge in Coaldale.
We wanted to create a unique place for people to go and relax and enjoy the mountains in Colorado and learn a little something while they were there. So we have all these passions that we are very excited about sharing, such as fishing and cooking and baking and painting and yoga, and we wanted to have other people experience what we do, living in an awesome place with beautiful views.
That's true, and if people haven't visited Coaldale, Colorado, they really are missing out. There's an automatic peace that comes. That valley's just got, it's so serene and there's so much tranquility around you. How could you not enjoy it? So we've got some things here today that are pretty interesting to me. Tell me a little bit about what significance does this have on our show today? What do you do at Wolf's Head Lodge with that?
Well, I teach painting classes, so this is one of my paintbrushes, and it's something that I've done my whole life. I've been very artistic, and I've gone to art school, and I use art in a lot of ways that I really enjoy. It's the whole creative process that's very important to me, and I hope other people will be able to learn that as well.
So, Leela, if someone like myself, I'm not very artistic, drawing a stick person tends to trip me up. Is there a way that I could come there and you could show me maybe just how to do some simple things with a paintbrush that I've never done before and help me maybe relax and decompress, so to speak, from that? Exhale through painting. I've heard about people doing it. I have a daughter who does it when she's stressed out. She paints and she draws. And I'm going, I try to draw a stick person and I feel a little stressed out. So, you know, is that something even somebody like myself could come and benefit from with you?
Yeah, it's a series of 4 classes, and you learn a lot about using color and seeing big shapes. So you don't have to necessarily know how to draw. You just have to be able to understand how colors work and kind of look at the landscape and see the darks and the lights and the colors in it, and you can paint.
Perfect, because like I said, I admire people who can do it, but I never thought it was something that I could personally learn. We've got something else here. I'm going to take that away. Tell me a little bit about the rolling pin and how this plays into Wolf's Head Lodge. Is this something, if someone gets out of line, that we use?
Yeah, once in a while.
Is that your John adjuster? All right, John, this is how I said it was going to be.
Not really. Actually, I really enjoy baking. It's also a very creative process kind of thing for me to do, and my husband and I have worked together. I've been baking and he's been cooking ever since we met each other, which was at a local restaurant here in Salida, and he was the chef and I was the baker. And I made him a Dutch apple pie, and he said that was one of the reasons why he wanted to marry me, because his great-grandmother used to make him Dutch apple pies.
Well, that's pretty sweet. So, you know, as you're talking to me, I'm starting to visualize this is a great place for couples to come. Maybe if you're tired of the typical resort life of we're just going to go and rent a hotel and shop and stuff like that, this would be a great thing for couples to do. They could come down, maybe take some painting classes together, some cooking classes with you guys, and really get that inner connection that sometimes I think we lack in this fast-paced world that we live in. So you guys have just this beautiful, I can just see it, this just beautiful surroundings and a great place to just come reconnect with yourself, reconnect with maybe, you know, a brother, a sister, a parent, or just your loved one. Sounds like even you could do some individual stuff. John, we're going to jump over to you real quick. I see this, and I bet this is going to intrigue a lot of gentlemen out there. They're thinking, perfect. This is my dream just came true. I can take my wife on a trip. She can learn to cook, and I can go Fishing.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
I teach people how to tie flies, all different types, nymphs, midges, dry fly fishing. I show them how to use a fly rod, how to cast. I teach them the water, and they get to keep whatever flies they tie, and a half mile away, or just a little over half mile away, is the river. So I can take them down there, they can use the flies that they just tied, catch fish, and if they want, they can bring them back to the house, and I'll fillet them. I have a smoker, I'll smoke the fish for them. They can either eat it there or they can take it home. Whatever they'd like to do. It's going to be pretty, unique, and the setting is just fantastic. I mean, the views we're at the base of Twin Sisters, and it just 380 is just outrageous. There's not a bad site there.
No, there isn't. As we talked a little bit before when we were prepping to go ahead and film, we did talk about just Coaldale, the beauty that it brings. And then you guys just have this very unique, this really is, sometimes people say that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It really doesn't have to be. You guys have got everything so convenient. You've got stuff for the guys to do. You've got stuff for the girls to do. You've got stuff they can do together. And you really couldn't ask for a better place to make this all happen for you. Now, you also do some yoga. So tell me a little bit about how your yoga classes go and what people can expect from that when they come down and they visit Wolf's Head's Lodge.
Well, I have a gong meditation class that I'm offering, which is a very different way of meditating. If you haven't done it, you should definitely experience that. And we also have a one-day intensive where we have a sacred circle and we do a lot of yoga, and there's different classes around that topic of yoga. And so it's a good way to immerse yourself in it and just feel rejuvenated and relaxed after the day is over. And we also have lodging, which if they want to stay over at our camper or our upstairs room, they can do that as well. And there's camping near there, and there's other things to do like rafting right down the road, and there's lots of activities that they could participate in.
And you've got a camera. You're going to be working into teaching some photography classes, but while they're there, if somebody wanted to go take a fishing trip with John, would you be able to go get some pictures of that?
Yeah, I definitely want to take pictures of people who are in the classes so they can buy them or share them with their friends online.
So really, you guys have put together something that is so unique and beautiful, where couples can get away or single people for the day can just come take some classes. Again, John, this time, will you tell us where you guys are located so that our viewers know how to get in touch with you?
Yes, we're at 66 Wolfhead Drive in Coaldale, Colorado, off of Fox Creek Drive on Highway 50.
So when they're going perhaps to Canyon City, Fox Creek, there's usually like some farm equipment and buildings right there for sale, and that's Fox Creek, and then they can go from there.
Yeah,
do you have a website?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and what is your website?
We'll have to.
It's Wolf's Head Lodge, and we also have a link to the Google map that they can click on if they want to find us. It's right on the website, and it's on this video on the bottom.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in. This is why we do what we do. We get to let everyone know what unique businesses we have in this area that sometimes people don't realize. So thank you for coming in today and joining me on Valley View and letting us be part of Wolf's Head's Lodge. I really appreciated it. I'm glad to know what you have, and now I know where I can send some travelers.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good place to play.
There was a time when the convenience store was the hub of every town. At All Goods Quick Stop, we still value community. Stop in and you will find convenience and friendly service. We have healthy snacks, beverages, maps of all kinds, hunting and fishing licenses, fishing gear, and camping supplies. We are a state-of-the-art convenience store with a car wash on premises. Come on in and check out our sparkling clean restrooms. We also have free air. All Goods Quick Stop in Buena Vista. Just look for the Phillips 66 sign. Life's busy, work, it's demanding, and car trouble is the last thing you need. But when it happens, call Norbert at Antero Automotive and Alignment. Antero Automotive and Alignment can service any make or model, from high-tech alignments to a simple oil change. Call Norbert at 719-395-8852 and get that car fixed today.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Another episode of Valley View. This is where we get to talk to so many amazing businesses and nonprofits from the Upper Arkansas Valley. We get to learn about what everyone does, and today, I've got to say, I have a very special guest with me. I'm here with Jessica, who is representing the American Cancer Society, and this is something that touches everyone's life. And Jessica and I are going to talk, and we're going to help you find out how you can become involved and make a difference. Jessica, you're up here from Colorado Springs with me today, so enjoying the wind and the drive, I'm sure.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, we're honored to have you here. Tell me a little bit, what is the American Cancer Society? What do you do?
Yes, sure. So the American Cancer Society is over 100 years old, and we're the oldest cancer fighting organization in the world. When we started this organization, we really set out to eliminate cancer in our lifetime, and that's continued to be a large part of our mission. Of course, over 100 years, we've evolved and really narrowed down some different priorities, but we've made drastic strides in this fight, and it's largely due to donor dollars and funding our research.
And cancer is something that it really does touch everyone's life at some point or another. And so what you guys do, it really has such an impact, not only on the person maybe going through cancer, but the support of their family and friends that have found themselves in a position where it's like, what just happened to me? Tell me, how did American Cancer Society get started, and how do you survive?
Yes, sure. So you're exactly right. Cancer is definitely one of those diseases that nearly touches everyone. And if you're lucky enough to not know somebody who's been affected by the disease, you probably will in your lifetime. And we're learning that cancer touches 1 in every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women. And so if you look around at your friends and family, at your work, in your church, that's a lot of people that are going to be affected by this disease. And so one thing that we're very proud about is that the word cancer is no longer something that is a secret disease or not talked about. We meet a lot of people that were maybe diagnosed 10 or 15 years ago, and they share with us that, at that time it was very disheartening to them. They couldn't talk about it to their families. It was that disease, that closet disease. And now we're finding that when we're in school systems talking to young children, they're coming up to us and sharing stories about how their grandma has been diagnosed with cancer, or their mom and dad's been affected by the disease. And so we're really proud that the culture is shifting. We're talking about it and seeing more cancer survivors.
You just made me think of something. Children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know that we always think about what a child must feel to hear that dreadful word, that someone has cancer. So, it's great that you guys are there to help. What are some ways that you help people that are dealing with cancer?
Absolutely. Well, on a large scale, we have various points of connection with the community, with cancer survivors, with somebody who's diagnosed. And one service that we provide 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is a live phone number. So if you're calling this 800 number at 2 in the morning because you can't sleep, because someone you know or love has just been diagnosed and you have so many questions, or maybe you're in the middle of cancer treatment and you started a new medication and you're having a reaction and you want to talk to somebody and find out if this is a normal reaction or one you should draw attention to with your doctor. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-ACS-2345. And that number is good for anyone. It could be a friend that's been diagnosed and you don't know how to talk to them. You could have children and you yourself are diagnosed and like you said, you don't know how to speak to them. We offer free materials and resources, clinical trial information, because maybe the best chance you have at surviving the disease is that you need to leave, your home home state or your hometown and travel. Maybe it's 100 miles, but maybe it's 1,000 miles, or maybe you need to get an airplane ticket to somewhere. And so we really pride ourselves on being a piece of the cancer pie. So if locally you need something, we are a Rolodex of information for you, everything from support groups to different services and needs for you.
So, see, that was such a great education for me.
Good.
I mean, wow, I had no idea.
Good.
But what a beautiful thing to be involved in. People think they make a difference. You guys are truly there making a difference from the ground up.
Absolutely.
How can people help you, help these cancer patients or friends and family members? What can we as a society do when we see this message and we're like, I am, kind of teary-eyed going, bah, I just want to help. I didn't know you did this. I've heard of it, but I didn't know. What do we do to help?
Well, in addition to the 800 number, that's kind of like a high-level service that we have locally in the state of Colorado. Here in Chaffee County, we offer various programs and services, everything from Look Good, Feel Better, which helps women who are losing their hair during chemotherapy or having trouble with their skin during radiation. We provide them certified cosmetologists come in and give them tips on how to put on eyebrows or how to put on your wig and make it fitted to you or style it because our skin changes and we see folks come into that class feeling down and out and leaving with big smiles on their face that they're so happy they learned how to tie a turban or how to put on that wig that's been sitting on their shelf for a couple of weeks. And so Look Good, Feel Better is something that we see a lot of women throughout the country use. And then also Road to Recovery. And being in a rural area, sometimes your life depends on if you can get to and from treatment. A lot of folks can't A, afford it, or B, have the health enough to drive themselves to and from treatment. And so we offer Road to Recovery, which is a free service for people to get to and from their cancer treatment. And then along the lines of travel, if you do have to travel, you often need to have a place to stay. We all know that when people are in cancer treatment, they are going 5 times a week for 6 consecutive weeks. That's a lot, and paying for a hotel could really be a financial burden. And so we have a lodging program that allows cancer patients to stay for free regardless of their income. Anyone who's traveling 50 miles or more round trip is eligible for that program. And those are all services that you can find by calling that 800 number or logging on to cancer.org. And so ways that people can help fund all of our services and programs, one of them is the Tenderfoot Climb to Conquer Cancer.
We have that flyer right here, and this is going to be here locally.
Yes, it's a local event. It's a great event. We're in our 7th year, and a huge thank you to the community members who have supported us throughout these 7 years. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. And the participants come from all over. We have different businesses involved. We have clubs and organizations, family teams. It's really for everyone. And we start on May 2nd. Our event begins at 10 a.m. and we climb up Tenderfoot Mountain and take part, with our friends and family, really making sure that we're doing something to support this fight. It's a $15 registration fee, and people can sign up at tenderfootcancerclimb.org.
Okay. What about other ways? Do you have other websites or something that people can log on to where they can just donate money, volunteer to help drive people
Absolutely.
to treatments?
Yes, and that 2 ways. You can visit cancer.org for that and look under volunteer opportunities, or you could call the 800 number and just explain where you live and what you might be interested in doing. But we are always looking for volunteers. As part of our mission, we're a volunteer-led organization, and so we absolutely wouldn't be able to do the things that we do throughout the state and the country without volunteer support.
And I'm sure even in smaller communities such as this, there's probably more people that have cancer and need help than maybe we're aware of. It would probably shock us how many times we're at the grocery store or Walmart or McDonald's or a school function and someone has just been diagnosed and they're fixing to need some type of support and we don't even know.
Absolutely.
So that's a great way for you guys to link people not only within the community but outside the community to help us evolve to just kick cancer's butt.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. We have a patient navigation service, which is people throughout the state of Colorado serve as a social worker for somebody who's going through treatment. So maybe you have financial needs. Maybe you have children that you need assistance, speaking to them about your diagnosis. Maybe you have difficulty with your insurance provider. We have patient navigators that are serving as the face of you, the cancer patient. And so that again is a service that's available through that 800 number. But one of the things we constantly hear is, I wish I had known that you offered that when X person was going through the disease. And so one thing that we always ask people to do is to champion that information. So when you hear about somebody at the grocery store, or you're at a meeting or at a ball game, and you hear of someone, making sure that you encourage them to reach out to us.
It's just crazy because just right here, I'm thinking I've had one family member and 3 very close friends have their brush with cancer. And I'm like, how did I not know? How did I not know this? So it's great that you were here to help us learn what we can do as a community. And again, thank you so much. Everyone, again, American Cancer Society, this was Jessica. That was a lot of information. Please, if you do nothing else today, sign up for the Tenderfoot Climb or go to one of their many websites. Let's get involved. Let's do our part. Jessica, again, what is the 800 number?
It is 1-800-ACS-2345, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You get a live person.
And what is a website where they can go and learn more of how they can become involved and make a difference?
Yes, it is cancer.org, or to sign up for the Climb to Conquer Cancer, you can visit tenderfootcancerclimb.org.
All right, again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Valley View. We hope to see you again next time right here, learning more about all the wonderful organizations in the Upper Arkansas Valley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At Alternative Choices Wellness Center, we offer safe and effective alternative health care therapies for your family and your pets. Hi, I'm Karen Lacey, owner of Alternative Choices Wellness Center in Buena Vista. I'm here to clarify that we are not a medicinal marijuana dispensary. Although we do support the industry and the products that they provide for their clients, we do not support addiction. At Alternative Choices Wellness Center, we offer unique and amazing therapies that address issues like addiction, stress, anxiety, emotional turmoil, and your common health ailments on an everyday basis. So with this ad, I am offering 15% discount on services only, not products, if you mention this ad. I do offer free consultations, so if you would like today to start changing your life, give me a call, 719-239-2007.
Welcome to Little Daisy Liquor in Buena Vista, Colorado. As you step inside, you'll soon realize why Little Daisy has been voted the best liquor store in Buena Vista for 3 years in a row. They have a wide selection, everything from fine wine to good time beer and everything in between. If you don't see what you'd like, let Rob or Selden know. They'll have it here in a jiffy. Little Daisy Liquor has thirst quenchers for any season. Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad that you came back to join us on another episode of Valley View, where once again we get to talk to some amazing businesses. We get to find out what unique things that the Upper Arkansas Valley has to offer. And I'm here today with a great opportunity for those of you who are looking for something a little bit deeper than your day-to-day take an aspirin and you'll be better tomorrow syndrome. I'm here with Marcy Adams. Marcy, please tell me the name of your business.
It is Las Palomas de Luz, which means the Doves of Light, and that name was given to me through inner guidance. So Las Palomas de Luz, and my website is laspalomasdeluz.com.
All right, so I have right here in my hand a book that you've written. So this isn't something that you started yesterday morning like, hey, heard there's a new talk show going on. I'm going to come up with something really kind of cool and witty to go be on that show. You and I have had a chance to really kind of talk about the depth and the years that you have growing to where you are now with divine guidance. So it's not something that is a fad for you. It's truly a way of life. And if you've written a book and you've got all these other wonderful things here, you've definitely got some knowledge that I think our viewers can benefit from, Marcy. Tell us just a little bit about how you got started here and what led you to where you are today.
Can I show you? Well, in 1967, through a crisis, I call those swamp experiences, and we all have them at one time or another, I was led to the path that I'm on now. And it has been a path of following divine guidance and working to make the world a better place, to help people become self-empowered and find greater levels of wellness. And a number of years ago, when I was journaling, I was surprised when it said that I was to write a book, which I had no interest in doing, but you follow guidance when you get it. And this is what evolved. It is The Gate, Finding Wisdom Within, and it is a self-help workbook for women. Men can use it, but it has to be written. Genders are interesting these days, and to be politically correct, I had to choose one, so I chose the feminine. And it is written to the inner child and also to the adult. So it is an interactive dialogue of self working with sage to find inner guidance.
So that would be good, Marcy. If someone is really kind of maybe just trying this for the first time, would you recommend that they get a copy of this? Because it is interactive. It's not like we're just going to try to sit down and read this and go, okay, I get it, and just poof, we're changed. This is a way to take those little steps to really start connecting with your inner self and your divine guidance, and this helps you do that in a way that you're not just stammering going, okay, this morning I woke up and I asked for some guidance and I saw a bird, so I must need to be a pilot. This helps clarify and work us through to get in touch with ourselves and then come from there.
Change is scary for most people, and we find lots of ways to not really make change. And we think, if only, when, someday. But then there comes a time when you know in your heart of hearts it's time to do something about it. And that's what this book, The Gate, was written for. And so it is a one book per person. And yet there can be some resistance. Even though you know it's important, there can be some resistance. And because of that, I have created workshops to get people into the process, to be with others, to get a taste of it, and to start working with the material. And then I also have classes, monthly classes, where people come together and we do the work that they've been resisting. Like, what does power mean to me? Who are the powerful people in my family? Do I want to claim my power?
And probably it helps identify a little bit maybe the misconception of what power is. Sometimes people think that power is who's the big guy that comes cruising through that can move the couch by himself. And that's not necessarily what you're talking about. You're talking about something very intimate and very personal. The power to say, today's my day, I'm going to make it a great day, and I can do that. So for those of you who might not know, or people who are just trying to maybe start dabbling in this a little bit, it sounds like you do offer quite a few things to help people get started with your book, your classes, a support group, because a lot of times I do know it's important. Like you said, change is scary. If you're going to change something, it's just important to have that support system around you to help you.
Well, my passion is people, and I see what is right with them. I see their strengths, I see their abilities, and when we can see that for another person, it helps that person see it also. And following divine guidance, I have been led to besides my master's in counseling, my bachelor's in education, my last year of teaching with a team teacher, we had 65 first graders in one room. I know how to teach.
You had two hands full and
I
a
know
couple
how to-
extra ones.
I know how to teach and know how to have fun. I know how to bring forth that joy. When we have joy, we allow change in. And so following divine guidance led me to organizations like the Institute of, the Monroe Institute, to the Institute of Noetic Sciences, to ICEAM, which is the International Society for the Study of Subtle Energies and Energy Medicines. It led me to go to the Prophets Conference and to the sacred sites in the Yucatan with people like Zechariah Sitchin and Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut, and Drunvalo Melchizedek. It led me to go to Peru with Greg Braden.
So it's been a good driving force to let you experience things, to bring that back to those who you're trying to help enjoy the same way of life that you've been able to by making this change, accepting it, and continuing to pursue it. Tell me a little bit about this banner behind you. It's very colorful, and it looks pretty exciting there with the blue and the yellow. And what's going on with this? And explain to me what
This-
EMF is.
EMF balancing technique is a work that came to a woman named Peggy Phoenix Dubrow. It is now in over 60 countries, and it is an energetic grid work about everything within our energy field. And this is a time of clearing. The practitioner works with clearing, opening the field, clearing, balancing, closing. It works with the intent of the client. Client says, I'm ready for something better. And the training and the beingness of the practitioner, and universal energy, because everything comes from universal energy. So they are done in phases, and there are 13 phases. I do the work with individual clients, and I also teach practitioners and people who want to learn this for just personal path.
Okay. And you've talked a little bit about females, but do you have a male client base as well? If a man wants to come to you and say, I'm ready to make a change, Marcy, something's going on inside me and
I work with all people. And what we haven't got to in this time is my experience of dealing with stage 4 cancer, where I was told I had only 24 months with a particular protocol, and then I would be dead. And through using every aspect of what I've learned in the last 40 years, I am now cancer-free.
So this helps not only with emotional and mental, but there is a help for actual physical diagnosis to help get you through that without adding more toxins to your body and stressing yourself out with pills. There's a way that you can help yourself heal.
You have to be very careful about that word healing. I can share my experience. The important thing of this is that I used body, mind, spirit, pulled them all together, the highest of everything I know, in myself, and the result is a healing.
Very good. So it's just an alternative for people who are looking to better themselves from the inside out. You can help them step by step through that process. Thank you, Marcy, so much for joining me today here on Valley View. Listen, everybody, we've really enjoyed having you along with the ride today. please get a hold of Marcy. We did not get to dabble in about half of what she has to offer. As you can see, I've got great books and CDs. We've got charts here. So please, go ahead. Marcy, can you tell them what your website is so that they can find you?
It is www.laspalomasdeluz.com.
All right. Again, thank you for being here with us. We enjoy having you here. We hope you've enjoyed the businesses that we've brought to you today, and we'll see you next time right here on Valley View.